When you go traveling, wearing your little red maple leaf pin, you're advertising that you are a Canadian and proud of it. But I have been assured that Canadians don't need to do that, because not long into any meeting with one of us will come the unmistakable sign. Not that we'll be bragging about our incredible vistas, the forests and oceans and prairies, or our cities of incredible diversity, or our natural resources. No, inevitably we will utter the words for which Canadians are known worldwide. Sorry, so sorry, I'm sorry. It isn't that we're particularly ruthless or awkward or rude. We just toss the words in like speech confetti. Half the time it's difficult to identify what it is that we're being sorry for. Holding the door, or walking through it, or banging into it. Taking what is offered or refusing it, giving way to someone, or accepting their courtesy. Just try to keep track. Is there ever a day that you don't say, sorry, without any thought as to why? But it is a nice fault. Being overly polite, I can live with that as a national characteristic. Unfortunately, the things that we take pride in as a nation are no longer necessarily true. Perhaps they were at one time, but not now. Some of the characteristics that we take credit for, peaceful, freedom-loving, and law-abiding, for example, are questionable when you pick up the daily paper or turn on the news. Our much vaunted public transportation systems are on a sharp decline, at a time when all the experts tell us that the best way to fight climate change is to get out of our cars and into the subways. Stories of people being pushed onto the tracks, stabbed, assaulted, and the homeless using them as shelters puts boots to that assertion. Our education systems at all levels are failing us. Pressure from the woke folk has seemingly eliminated free speech and free thought from the curriculum, and only the bravest student or faculty member will risk expulsion for expressing an unpopular belief. But without the freedom to explore ideas, to debate and defend notions, how can one's personality or nature mature? Surely the person with the notion that the world was not flat or the center of the universe, or that polio or the Nazis could be defeated, needed freedom. The freedom to refine that first wisp of a future model through exploration, inspiration, and discussion with others. Others with open minds to the nonsense they were spewing, not inquisitions shutting the door on discovery. And every new idea is a discovery, at least for the person whose imagination took hold of it. And we build on the past dreams and deeds of others. We collaborate with the dead and the living in our explorations. But we need the freedom to dream and share those ideas, not merely with those who agree with us or the parents who encourage us, no matter what, but with those who think us balmy for putting the notion forward and tell us so, particularly when their criticisms include insights into our weaknesses, errors, and false conclusions. That is what freedom to speak out and education are all about. And how peaceful are we when stories of road rage, mass shootings, and assaults on strangers make human relations ever more difficult? And human relations have always been hard enough. And then we add to that the new weapons of mass assaults on the twitterings or utterances on the internet, the ghosting, unfriending, and canceling of those we know, and the public lynching of ideas not in line with the latest correctness. Canadians are no longer the kind and gentle and caring people we like to consider ourselves. We've become callous to the pain of others who are not part of the woke generation. We need to return to the ideals we held dear, to care about the silencing of anyone. And then we need to return to a simple way to determine real damage instead of agonizing over slights. We need to be confident, compassionate, resilient, understanding, and capable of withstanding hurt without scarring. And we need to raise our children to be that kind of people as well. The perfect example of the kind of victim and virtue signaling narcissists we do not want to emulate are seen in the recent South Park skit of the Prince of Canada. Carrying placards proclaiming on their worldwide tour, "We want our privacy," and "Stop looking at us," they demand their right to privacy from any prying media, as they use the same media to disclose the secrets and foibles of others, all the while raking in massive bucks for spreading their gripes and complaints. Demanding a world in which one rule protects me from everyone and everything, and then another rule which protects me from you when I harm you, does not make any sense at all. But that seems to be today's woke theme. Toleration of the peculiarities of others, and a thick enough skin to know the difference between an intended personal insult and an opinion that you do not agree with, is essential. We seem to somehow have lost that along the way, and it really needs to be found again. For all of which I am sorry, so very sorry, so Canadianly sorry. So may it be. Amen. Do let me know what you get to be sorry about, and have a great week.